Hello and welcome to our panel on social media and sport, hosted by the North American Society for Sport Management. Thanks for putting this panel together, Norma Riley and Gasha Abesa. It's much appreciated. I think it brings together a nice collection of authors with different perspectives on the social media topic. And each of us was asked to, I think, re-emphasize some of the points that we stand for in research and so on. So I'm a professor of digital business and international business at Munich Business School, and I used to run the sports business and communication program that we have at Munich Business School. I've recently taken over the doctoral program, but I'm still involved in the sports program. And I've done plenty of research on communities and community management, and that's why I'm representing this in the book as well. I've been heading the research committee of the German Association for Community Management. I've done research, for example, with Motor Talk, one of Europe's biggest automotive communities. They have more than 3.5 million members, and parts of the community are also dedicated to sports-related topics such as racing. I've also worked for a software company before becoming a professor that did community solutions. So I think I've been involved with that topic for quite some time. So the first punchline is community matters, and that's, I think, the most important takeaway of this video already. From what I see in the industry developing, the professionalization of the industry, I think there's lots of interesting developments. I mean, you have the Community Roundtable in the US, for example, or CMX, two organizations that are, I think, driving the industry forward tremendously. Yeah, but there's more interesting stuff happening, and I guess you could say that, well, we're all trying to build community on social. And to some extent, that's true, and I would agree. But I think there's this kind of often overlooked perspective of, well, do we only need social channels? I think there's also a downturn. For example, you often, when you build your social channels, at the beginning it's easy to get reach, and then later it's monetized by the social platforms, and organic reach kind of breaks in, and lots of organizations have experienced that. Also, you don't actually have access to your members, so it's very difficult to individually approach or message them. Yeah, so I think on-domain or hosted communities, as I call them, kind of own communities, and they very much represent that make or buy decision. So do you want to be part of a social platform that kind of provides the technology, but you need to build or buy your way into this ecosystem? Or are you willing to actually build a platform, a community yourself, and maybe make some of the important decisions yourself? And talking about these important decisions, I mean, this could be design-related decisions. How does the community look like? What kind of gamification elements, for example, do we want in the community? This relates also to governance and rules that are in place. So what kind of content do we want in the community? Do we have certain members that need to be regulated in some way? Do sponsors get, what type of kind of space do sponsors get in the community? But then also the monetization elements that I mentioned earlier. So can we actually approach members individually? Can we upsell certain things, for example, by integrating community with other things that are happening on the website, such as the sales of merchandise and tickets, for example, but also building of email lists if we do have the contact information and fans agree to actually be part of this. So several things that I'm sure will keep marketeers kind of thinking, and social media and marketing managers and sport organizations kind of thinking of what are the best ways forward for us. Yeah, and then the story doesn't end there, because I mean, the community phenomenon isn't just about fans. I mean, we have these innovation and ideation communities that help with product development. I have this Nike and IDEO example in the chapter. We have internal communities that are an important facet that haven't really been looked at. There was this special issue in Sport Business and Management last year on digital transformation in sport, where that kind of internal facet was featured prominently in one paper. So the main take-home message is it's easy or easier and less costly at the beginning to move to social channels and build community there. But I think it becomes much more profitable and a kind of much more midterm and long-term strategy to think about doing your own thing and building your own community. And that's the take-home message for this video. If you'd like to comment, Norm and colleagues have proposed a NASM social hashtag. So if you post anything on LinkedIn, on Twitter, I'll be happy to comment at a later point. And well, I hope you enjoyed the conference, and thanks for participating in this panel.